Hello and welcome to another special Super Nerds UK.
Hello everybody, we've just previously done a Batman special, so we thought, I don't know, why don't we go and do a Superman special. We've done a rank of the Batman films, and today we're going to do a rank of the Superman films. First off, we'll start with Superman 4,
Yeah.
Quest for Peace.
Quest for Peace. I remember going to the cinema to see this.
Poor you.
I was quite young. I remember being disappointed. One of the things that always frustrated me about Superman 4 was basically the lack of good fighting. There was like no really. It was all kind of
Like scratchy, wasn't it?
you know,
Just scratching each
it was
other,
just
wasn't
like
it?
fingernails. And yeah, it was basically the whole story, the plot. Just
It was
fell
rushed, wasn't
flat,
it?
yeah.
Rushed, cheap, tacky.
One of the things, according to IMDb anyway, I think this is fairly true, but basically when Superman 4 was being made, the funding was cut in half when they were doing it. So the budget, the film's getting made, and then they had the budget for the special effects, and then that got cut in half, which is why a lot of the special effects are very ropey, and you reuse some of the shots.
Just say, don't you reuse a lot of the shots, quite a few, especially when he's on the moon.
On the moon, and when Superman zoom into the camera, that shot's reused several times. Especially from the very beginning, where he saves the Russians on the little spacecraft from the asteroid, and the shot of him going back to Earth, and I think going to the spacecraft is the same shot, and there's a couple of other shots like that.
I just found it really tacky. There's not one saving grace about that film. There's not one thing I like. I love Christopher Reeve as Superman. I hated him in this film. It just wasn't the Christopher Reeve from previous films. Don't know how the hell they got Gene Hackman into it. Gene Hackman was awful as well.
Well, his character was totally misused, wasn't it? Compared to the Richard Donner version, and also I think, was it Christopher Reeve who co-wrote it?
Really?
I think as well, or had something to do with the storyline and the green sort of theme about the nuclear bombs.
You've got the guy, I forget his name, he plays Alan from 2.5 Men. Gene Hackman, plays
Luce's nephew.
He was awful as well. I can remember watching it when I was a kid. I can remember thinking, yeah, it's Superman. I remember sitting there watching it, and even then, watching as a kid, I was disappointed, but I kept watching it because it was a Superman film. Now you watch it now, and your head in your
It's face palm, isn't it?
It's like, what the hell am I watching? And you know, the other thing as well that annoyed me is what was the dubbing of the voice.
Oh yeah, because the Nuclear Man was dubbed.
Talked like this.
No, you have my voice.
It was like an old Chinese kung fu film, wasn't it? It was like it was
over exaggerated.
It was absolutely terrible. Yeah. He had the Princess Diana Buffon.
Also, one of the things I really remember when I went to the cinema to see this film, there was a scene that's been cut out of the released version of it, and I don't know why. Okay, let me try to explain. When I was in the cinema watching it, there's a scene where Nuclear Man creates a tornado in probably Kansas or something like that. It's a bit like Wizard of Oz style.
Oh, right.
And he does it. It's on where he's following around and he keeps causing just disasters here and there, like the bit where he makes the China Wall disintegrate and stuff like that, and slows him down. Anyway, he causes this twister and he flies off, and then Superman comes in, untwists it by flying backwards to it, saves a kid from getting caught.
Twist.
Yeah, untwists it by flying it the opposite way, so he kind of counters it somehow, and then he saves this little girl from being pulled up in it, takes her back to the family in this farmhouse. And then he does this weird sort of sound effect where he goes no, and he sees Nuclear Man standing out from this blue screen going, come on, come and get me, and then flies off again. But that scene is cut in the released version, or at least in my DVD. I've got the DVDs here. Yeah, it's on my DVD box set. Anyway,
you bought that just for Quest for Peace.
Yeah,
that was the one you really wanted.
It is an outtake on the DVD, somewhere on there, I think it is, yeah. But it's in very poor quality, as if it wasn't never added. It's like roughly cut, and the effects look really ropey. But it was a finished product in the film,
In
and
fairness,
I saw
it sounds absolutely terrible. It sounds like Total Recall going through the Earth's core.
Yeah, but that's a horror of the video. But yeah, basically, I don't know why. I mean, it wasn't that terrible. It's only like 30 seconds long, and it's not as bad as the other videos. You know, the other bits that are in there. I don't know.
It's just that phrase.
Why they did that? I'd love to. If anyone knows, please comment below and tell me why that was cut out or why. But I mean, I don't know.
It's just that phrase. He untwists a twister.
But you know, yeah. Well, that's me saying it. It doesn't say it in the film.
Well, that's what he's doing. He's untwisting the twister.
That's Superman. Yeah. Anyway, but that's how Nuclear Man starts. He goes like that, and then Superman comes in. Anyway.
So what we do? We talk about a better film then. Superman 3.
Slightly better. Yeah.
The Saving Graces. I think that was Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor was like one of the top acts back then, and he was in a lot of different stuff, wasn't he?
And Superman Bad versus Superman Good, wasn't it? They were the two saving graces of that film.
Well, we said this off camera before. This is probably the best part in the film, I think, where he's fighting himself.
So all in all, there's about 45 minutes worth of good stuff in it.
Yeah.
In an hour and a half, 2 hour film.
Yeah. But also the near the end where the lady's caught into the machine and the rope. By the way, just so you know, there's going to be spoilers in this about all.
If you've never seen Superman 3, it's on like ITV3.
I think it's on week, some Christmases sometime. Anyway, but there's going to be spoilers in all the Superman movies, so just be warned. Anyway, near the end of the film, is it, where the woman's brought into the big computer and she gets made up into this android and got the big.
She looks like something from Starlight Express, doesn't she?
I don't know why they put that wig on her. It's just like, let's put a bit sort of like
let's turn a bob
into a mullet. I don't think her was even that long to start.
She looks like a mechanical David Bowie at the end of it, doesn't she?
I wonder if that was actually hair made up as well.
Probably was.
Anyway, she comes out and Superman comes over and she's firing these lasers at the other people and getting them stunned and stuff like that, and fires another one at Superman with her eyes, I think it is, isn't it? And Superman just kind of goes up and stops it and then goes woof, like that and bounces it back, and you think, oh, there's going to be like a good battle here between like an android and a... No. Just falls back.
Here's a question for you. What is that canister inside Superman?
Canister? Oh, you mean the bottle that he brings?
What is it?
Well, at the beginning of the film, if you remember that he puts the fire out with the frozen lake.
Yeah.
That plausible bit of film there. Okay. He goes into a room where a guy says, I can't leave because this solution that he's trying to look after is like highly volatile. What he says is, if it's kept at a room temperature or cooler, it's normal acid, and it can be contained. But if it hits a certain temperature, it becomes volatile and creates a steam cloud of acid.
Oh, right.
And that's what he borrowed from the guy. He went back to the plant, took the acid, kept it behind him, and because the computer couldn't figure out what it was, because it was neutral at the time.
See, I'll be totally honest with you now, right? Yeah. Since I was a kid, I think I watched it all the way once, and even when I was a kid, I was disappointed in it, so I never really watched the whole thing again. I've gone through the last 20 years thinking that has come from outside Superman.
No.
Like it's his heart or his brain or something.
I remember thinking, is that a battery or something?
I haven't sat there and focused enough to go onto that part of the detail that we've got. I can only remember him standing by the machine. It's somehow finding it, and when you look at it, the way it's placed, it looks like it's inside his body.
Because it's like a wire image of him and it scans, Basically, the computer just misreads it,
Yeah, well, if you don't see that bit that you're saying on, which, like I said, I can't concentrate on the film because it's absolutely terrible. I keep thinking that's inside of him. Is that Superman's heart or something? Is he an alien? Are they born with canisters in them?
Yeah.
So because you like it a bit more than me, which it sounds like
I've watched it more than once.
Yeah, you've concentrated on it more than me. I'm like going, since when Superman had some? It's like the man with two brains inside his stomach.
Yeah, I can completely see that when you're a kid, you probably wouldn't understand this science bit. That you do. Here's the science bit. Concentrate. That bit. Yeah, you can kind of let that go over your head. I remember being a kid myself, thinking, what's going on
I'm glad
there?
to explain that now. I might actually watch it now just to make sure.
That's yeah. So when he saves that power plant at the beginning, that's where he gets it from. Because he goes into the room and goes, "You got to leave," and the guy goes, "Can't leave because this stuff's got to be contained."
I remember that
borrows
bit.
it again.
Yeah, but I never ever thought it went beyond that. I thought that was it. I've never ever. Well, I probably have, but I've forgotten about it. Blocked it from my memory. I can't remember them ever going back and getting it and going, "Oh, I need this."
Yeah.
Right.
There you go. And another bit as well is where he's firing the rockets, and you got the computer version of Superman. He's like firing rockets.
I hated
that was off a real game.
Yeah, I remember the game. It was a PC game, and we can't move from this film without mentioning this as well. Since when do computers control the weather?
Oh yeah. Where he tries to burn up Columbia or something like that, or drown it in a
Well, I don't know what he does, but I just remember some people are getting married, and all of a sudden, because he's doing something with the computer, a big tornado or a big hurricane comes in. I'm like, when does the weather control? When does the computer control the weather?
The worst bit in the film has to be where they're crossing. You know, where the people are crossing over the road, and then the green guy beats up the red. Oh, what were they thinking? Oh, that's just. I remember seeing that going. That is just. Who thought of that? Who sat round in their boardroom, going with the script like, let's do a readout of the script, and now a green man climbs up through the traffic light bit and beats up the red man, and everyone's just sitting there going. Maybe they done that after that was, they put it in afterwards because that was just the worst.
Well, it was like a comedy, wasn't it? It was like, it was when...
The whole slapstick at the beginning
I forget what film it was. I forget what James Bond film it was. But it's like the one where Sean Connery comes back and the James Bond film is basically a comedy, isn't it?
Never Say Never. That was an unofficial Bond film.
But that's what it's like, isn't it?
Mr. Rowan Atkinson. Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean, yeah. But anyway. it's like that. It was like the comedy version of Superman.
They tried to make it more slapstick. They obviously thought because it's comic book, it has to be comic.
But
people didn't understand.
Like let's be honest, there was some ridiculous things.
Well, the whole open
that we will talk about later.
Yeah,
it was never traffic lights beating each other.
No,
stupid was it? You know what I mean?
Oh, I remember cringing so much when I first saw that. I hate that bit. But yeah, the whole opening scene with the opening titles, I hate as well.
And I hate the version.
I
hate the version of the score they've got as well, because it's the Superman score, but it's not. It's weird.
Oh, it's someone else. They used the Superman theme in bits, don't they? But they had mix it up with some other stuff, which doesn't
stupid. Work. Absolutely stupid. So let's get off that.
But I would say that's a more watchable one than Superman 4.
But I wouldn't watch either than that.
I occasionally, I suppose they're guilty pleasures for me. I do occasionally.
I couldn't watch Superman 4. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it to myself.
Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't. I wouldn't have my son watch it. He's 2. I wouldn't let him do it. It'd damage him.
Okay, moving on. Our next one.
Superman Returns.
Superman Returns. Here we go. I've got the cover. Yeah.
So
I'm a bit of a Superman fan. I do like to, regardless of how good or bad it is, I usually like to watch them.
So what we're doing now is we're going from the downright ridiculous to the totally and utterly boring. Well, nothing happens in this.
The plane scene's pretty good, and that's about it, really, isn't it? Where he saves the plane.
Like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Of a 2-hour
3 minutes of film. Whoa, this is great! It's Superman saving everyone.
And he doesn't do anything. All he does is lift heavy things. That's all he does. And he's a stalker.
That's the bit that gets me completely out, because that's not Superman. Superman doesn't do that. He doesn't go around watching people with his X-ray vision spying on them like that. It's almost.
But you know what? I spoke about this type of thing in a previous video. It was one of them films. I think I got caught up in it when I went to cinema and I first seen it. And I heard John Williams' theme, and I got wrapped up in it. And when the film finished, I was like, yeah, that was great. And then I watched it again and again and again and again.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah.
And I was like, nothing's happening.
Yeah, the more you watch it, the more you kind of figure, kind of how wrong it is.
Like when that bullet hits him in the eye, he doesn't even try and move out the way. He just left the bullet in the eye.
I didn't mind that bit. Actually, that whole scene where he captures those guys is alright for me. You know, he jumps in, the bullets are bouncing off him. The guy thinks, oh, I've spotted a weakness here, shoots him in the eye. I didn't mind that bit, because the bullet just kind of falls on the floor and he looks up at him and goes, yeah, I'll try another one.
The most exciting thing he does is he lets bullets hit him.
But that's no big deal.
Then he's a perv.
That bit does annoy me.
he's a terrible perv. I hated the whole thing about Superman's son. I hated that.
Yeah, that didn't work for me either.
And I think that I should love it really, because the fact that they had Superman's son in it probably stopped them making other films after that, because they thought, hold on, we've got to carry the story on now. We've got to stop it now. We can't do this again.
Well, another thing as well is that obviously Lois has moved on. She's got a very steady boyfriend who
And she's
loves
got
her.
a terrible wig as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. But she's got a steady boyfriend who looks after her, loves her, gives her everything she needs, that sort of thing. A very stable relationship.
Cyclops from X-Men.
Yeah. But then Superman comes in and almost tries to break it up. I think that's not Superman. He would never do that. That's dishonourable. He should be happy for her. She's found someone who looks after. Okay, it might be his son, but he can't do nothing about that. He left. She didn't know he was coming back.
He got off.
Yeah. Didn't say goodbye.
Didn't give the money. Didn't pay any child. Didn't pay any
alimony, or whatever they call
child
it.
maintenance or that, did he?
No.
Got off. See you later.
Which I think is completely unsuper. Like the opposite of Superman. That's Batman.
But the other thing that does me head in about it all as well is that Brandon Routh, he basically does a Christopher Reeve impression. He does.
It's well done. As a portrayal goes, he does it well.
I didn't want him to be Christopher Reeve. I wanted him to be Superman.
A Superman, yeah.
And he basically goes through it doing it's a caricature of Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, but I mean, I can see where they were going with that, because they were trying to continue the Donner sort of Superman feel. And in some ways they did succeed, and in some ways they fell flat, I thought. Although, having said that, Kevin Spacey as portrayal...
Lex Luthor, loved that. That was
brilliant.
probably the one thing I liked in the film.
Yeah, that helped a lot, seeing him as the character.
But yet again...
Why does he always hire stupid henchmen, though?
Why does he want to... Why is everything land focused?
I know, yeah. Why is he
I'll get that land, and I'll get that land, and I'll get that land, and I'll get that land.
There's so much land anyway. I mean, he's already got money. He's got this massive mansion. What more do you want?
Well, you look at that Lex Luthor, and there's no reason for him to have this stuff that he wants.
Yeah, there's no real reason for him to
Which is why I'm really interested in seeing Jesse Eisenberg's.
I hope he'd be more like...
But he's younger, isn't he?
Yeah. He's more of the Lex that is... He finds Superman, no one should have that much power.
I get the feeling that we're going to see a Smallville type Superman.
Yeah, a lot of people really like
Michael Rosenbaum, wasn't it? The fellow who played him. I thought that was probably one of the best Lex Luthors I've seen. Yeah. In Smallville, I thought it was really good. I think he was one of the strong points.
I mean, Gene Hackman worked for the first two Superman films, but his version is over now.
You would never ever fear that.
He was
Lex
more,
Luthor, wasn't he? He was very.
He played them really well, but he played them his way.
It was very comical, wasn't it?
It was a bit, yeah. In Superman 1, where he forces that door open, he goes, "Comes in, it's open." I like that.
Yeah.
We'll move on to that in a minute.
But so Superman Returns, I found it really boring.
Lifts a lot of stuff. It's not the worst film ever, but it's not a Superman film, and it's not a Superman portrayal of a Superman. I find
it's like a tribute to Superman films.
Yeah,
it's a tribute to the Richard Donner Superman films. It
is a way, but I think I like the idea of it, but it didn't execute it very well.
And I'd like to see Superman do more, apart from lift things and eventually get absolutely done in by Lex Luthor.
Which moves us on to our next one.
The next one is
Superman
2.
And this is the
official cut, not the Richard Donner cut, because that wasn't the official theatrical released one.
But if you haven't seen the Donner cut, definitely check it out.
It's better. Yeah. The only thing is, the cut, I don't know, is it 1 or 2 scenes that just basically screen test.
Yeah, the screen, which is all they had to go with because they couldn't obviously reshoot it. But it's a very good approximation of what Richard Donner originally wanted to do when he was filming it.
Was he fired?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fired from it, wasn't he? Don't know why.
Yeah, I'd recommend you buy the films. You can buy box sets like this.
Any Superman 2 Blu-ray has the...
There's tons of behind the scenes stuff which will tell you lots of detail of what happened behind Richard Donner and the new directors who came in and so on. It's definitely worth it. It's a good story. It's worth checking out.
And any Blu-ray or DVD now
DVD.
will have the Richard Donner cut on it now. I expect. But we're going to the original cut, and the original cut was a step down from the first one, but it wasn't a massive step down, was it?
No, I mean, obviously, the portrayal of General Zod was probably one of the defining.
That crossed over the both films, didn't it? General Zod introduced.
Well, he's in it for a few seconds in the first one.
At the start of the first one, isn't it?
That because they filmed consecutively the first two. Yeah, they were always going to make the sequel because they filmed together, and halfway through filming the second one, Richard Donner was dismissed, and then he brought on a new director to finish off and reshot a lot of the scenes, the opening scene with the Eiffel Tower and so on. But yeah, I think there was things that worked in the second one that didn't work in the Donner cut and worked vice versa, which I would have liked to interchange with some of them. But anyway,
I love the fact that for a good, decent portion of the film was Superman.
Yeah,
I like that twist in the way he took his powers away. Certain things that I didn't like, throwing super clean film.
Oh, the S where he picks it, throws it at.
See, I was a kid and I watched
no.
this. I was about 6, 7, maybe even 8, and even I thought Superman can't do that.
No, I remember seeing that thing. Why is he throwing a big plastic blanket?
Where's that come from?
I know.
All the things Superman can do is going to throw a blanket.
The bits where he's disappearing, going zoop,
yeah,
zoop, zoop, and he turns into ice and one of them or something. I can't remember now. But anyway, the second one is good and it continues well, but it doesn't quite have the same oosh.
Yeah.
There's a new word for it.
I think with the first one as well, is it was the first big screen adaptation of Superman, and everybody was wowed by it.
It was all new. The first one was very successful,
and it was a bit like when you seen Jurassic Park 2 after you've seen the first one. It was the first time we'd seen them.
Yeah, the
dinosaurs,
and
by the time the second one come around, you'd already seen it, so the magic had gone.
Yeah.
It's pretty similar with this. It was the first time we'd seen the special effects of Superman flying. In the second one, we seen them again. It was like, oh, he's still flying, but it was still a good solid.
The special effects were very good, but because they reshot a lot of it, some of it suffered a little bit because of that. So there we go. Our next one is Man of Steel. Now, Man of Steel obviously has only been out for a few years now, but it's a very, very different Superman film from all the others we've seen because, like we were saying before, Clark Kent and Superman are the same person in the sense. There's no other persona.
But when this came out, it split people a bit, didn't it? Some people loved it, some people hated it.
I really enjoyed it. Just for note, I found it very entertaining, very good. A few little flaws in it, but
my flaws with it was, as much as I liked the fact that he actually punched people in this one.
Yeah, the fighting was much better in it.
I didn't think the special effects for it were great. I thought at times it did look a bit.
Oh really?
PlayStation 2.
Oh right. I didn't find it.
Especially where he's getting thrown about in the middle of the street by the what is it? Whatever the big shop is, just the advertising it.
Yeah, there's a lot of advertising.
There's a lot of advertising that, and it looks almost PlayStation 2.
Oh right. I'd go PlayStation 3.
But it doesn't look great. But the fact that I was enjoying seeing Superman actually do something like that sort of kept me interested, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I loved the way he flew in this film. I loved the way they caught how he flew. The flying in it was fantastic. Yeah. It was, again, I imagine how the people who first seen Superman 1 felt when they seen it. I mean, we've seen Superman fly, so it's hard for us to ours, but when you see him pushing his hand down in that fist and his fist down on the floor and the stuff vibrating round, and you see how much pressure he's putting on to get up that high. You see him like that. I remember seeing the first trailer that came out. It was only the teaser trailer, and we seen him break that sonic boom.
Oh, you just see him flying up,
And I thought, I'm gonna love this. This is gonna be really good. And what I did like about it is they sort of followed the Nolan model of, it was quite dark kind and moody at the start,
realistic feel to it.
But the fight scenes took it away from that, because like similar to what I've said in that Batman video is, I don't want, when I see a comic book film, I don't want to see a grounded world. I want to see a comic book world, and that was always my problem with the Nolan stuff. You want to do that sort of thing, make it a crime thriller, with not Batman in it, or if you want like a grounded Batman, make an hour-long TV series. I want to see, when I go and see comic book films, I want to see the fantastic and I want to see the out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? And the second half of Superman, where all that fighting is, and I know people didn't like the fact that cities got destroyed and stuff like that, but that's the Superman I want to see, and that's probably what would happen. If you've got two aliens who
super beings, yeah,
fighting, that's what's going to happen.
There's going to be collateral damage.
And at the time when this was made, were we aware that there was going to be a DC universe, film universe? We weren't, were we?
No, this was testing ground.
So now,
yeah,
the fact that has happened is now going to go into the next story,
yeah,
isn't it? Because that's what's going to bring Batman into it. He's going to say he's got alien here and he's destroying the city, or...
The more I think about the teaser trailer we've got for Batman v Superman, the more I really like it.
Yeah.
Because it does exactly what a teaser trailer should do. It makes you ask more questions than you want answered.
Yeah.
And it makes you want to find out more. And I think the fact that it introduces all the people talking about different things at the beginning with the statue, that it's fantastic. I think it's a really good teaser.
Yeah, yeah. So, Man of Steel, I enjoyed it. It was really, really good.
Excellent film. It does have a few flaws in it in some ways, but I think the persona of Superman is fantastic.
Yeah, I love
Henry Cavill brings him off really well. And you have to remember, in this film, he's been Superman for like a few hours, you know. Yeah. He's not taken on a persona like he automatically does in the kind of the Christopher Reeve version where he has years in his ice fortress.
He's never really Clark Kent. He's only really Clark Kent when he's a kid. The whole of that film, for me, he's Kal-El.
Yeah.
He's not Clark Kent, he's Superman. He's not Superman, he's Kal-El.
He's Kal-El.
I think in the next film you're going to see him as Superman,
yeah,
but in this film he's Kal-El.
Yeah. Or maybe, yeah, well, we'll see what we see, I guess. But yeah, the ooh, there we go, here's my fancy 3D.
Showing off.
Sorry.
He's Kal-El for me. He's not Superman, he's not Clark Kent, he's Kal-El in that film.
I remember coming out the cinema after watching this thinking my mind was blown because the amount of action that happens in that film, you just kind of, your eyes can't
more
blink.
Action. Superman does more in that one film than what he does in Superman 1, Superman 2, Superman 3,
and definitely Superman 4.
It does. There's like an hour of him smashing things up.
Yeah.
Or being thrown into things to smash things up. It's just bang, 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 bang,
it's
bang,
non-stop, really,
and
the moment that happens. Yeah.
We were saying before, weren't we? Even in the previous Superman 1 and 2, the ones that we like, there's not that much action in it. No. It's all Superman keeps doing is catching things and lifting things.
Yeah, the way I see it, in the other Superman, like the Donner ones and Superman Returns, any sort of fighting in it is playground fights.
Yeah.
It's all kind of, you know, it just doesn't feel like, you know, the Christopher Reeve, that's the one thing that let me down about the Christopher Reeve fighting part of it, is that he doesn't really fight, he just kind of...
They were made to be family friendly films then though, weren't they, you know what I mean? And
in the Richard Donner cut he does do some proper hits.
But now family friendly's changed now, isn't it? There's probably more violence now.
You got like the 12 certificate now, so have a bit more.
But yeah, Superman does more. It pushed out the boat a bit more.
Yeah, and it's led us up for what we're hoping is going to be a very successful DC franchise.
Yeah, because I think DC finally needs to get its act together. Yes, hopefully definitely. It's going to.
So watch this space, please, because we're going to be doing more coverage as more stuff is released.
Yeah, I've now got Periscope, which every time a bit of news breaks on, I will do a little 2-minute film just talking about it, like I done with the Suicide Squad stuff last week.
So look out for them,
So what's our favourite one then? Superman film?
It's obviously Superman the movie. Yeah. Now I've got the extended version and the theatrical version, which are both very good. I think I actually prefer the extended because there's a bit more Superman in it.
Yeah,
and he does a bit more Superman things.
But Superman 1, it's not a perfect film, is it?
No, still not perfect. I don't think there's been a perfect Superman film, to be honest with you.
I think, like I said before, where would the Batman franchise, or the Batman franchises, if you want to look at it that way, it's probably more good than bad. I think in the Superman ones, it's probably more bad than good.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult because Superman being such a indestructible character, it's very hard to make him put into peril because he's, apart from Kryptonite, really, there's not much else that can defeat him. and so as a script writing thing, it's difficult to get a balance between putting Superman in peril and getting him out.
You
of it.
never
So,
ever think he's in peril, do you?
No,
I mean,
because he's Superman.
But don't get me wrong. We you know Batman is never going to die in a Batman film, don't you? But there's always this sense of peril there
Because he's human.
And he's not indestructible.
No,
is he?
he's just an ordinary guy who's got some skills. That's it. So, Superman the movie, I think we haven't talked about the music because the Superman score of John Williams is iconic.
It's amazing.
If you haven't heard it, where have you been?
It's up there with the Star Wars theme, the Back to the Future theme, the Danny Elfman Batman theme. In fact, it's probably tops them all, doesn't it? This is as soon as you hear it, you know exactly what it is.
Yeah, and I love the Hans Zimmer version in Man of Steel. I love that music as well.
I did.
It's a very different music, and I
was
that they went that way.
disappointed when I first heard that they were not using the John Williams score, but then he's trying to distance himself completely from these films, isn't he?
Yeah,
which he does.
Well, their thoughts about it is that how would you make a Superman film if none others have been made before? If you'd just done a fresh perspective, which worked, I think well. But obviously, this was 1978 when it came out, and it was groundbreaking at the time. You have to remember that before Superman the movie came out, the only portrayal of Superman you had then was him jumping off camera.
Jumping off a trampoline
through a window, or just off a chair or something, off camera onto the floor as he's flying. And the flying effects were pretty poor because the technology just wasn't there. They had to invent technology.
Probably the best thing you had Superman then was the old 30s animated cartoons.
Cartoons, yeah, and even then he didn't fly.
He just jumped.
He jumped because back then they were going off the comic version before he was able to fly, and they went by the old ways as faster than the speeding bullet, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, that was his ability. Was just being able to jump very high and far, but not fly. But then they brought the ability to fly in later on, didn't they?
Yeah, but it's far from being a perfect film. The whole thing where he's going backwards around the planet to reverse time.
Unfortunately.
I can watch the whole Superman film, love it. And then as soon as that bit comes on, I'm like, oh my god, there we go.
But that was supposed to be the ending for the second one, but because I think they were getting pushed for time and money, and they just said, let's just go with the ending for the second one. But the bit of a cop out at the end. I would love to know how they were going to end it originally. So
you wasn't a fan of Margaret Kidder, was it? Is it? Kidder?
No, to be honest with you, I don't think there's been a Lois Lane that I've actually liked.
I liked
apart from
Man of Steel one. I thought she was good.
I've yet to see. I really like her
as
an actress. I think she's an amazing actress. What's her name again? Sorry, I can't remember. I'll put it up there. But she's brilliant. I think she's one of the best. But she's not in it for that long, and the love sort of
seemed a bit forced.
Yeah, it felt a bit forced.
It wasn't very natural, was it?
No.
It was like,
I know, yeah.
And I didn't like the fact that she knew who he was as well.
I didn't mind that.
I think
that works better because now that she knows, it doesn't. The thing with the glasses and stuff like that kind of works now because is hiding behind glasses is obviously one of those in jokes where those glasses going to stop people recognising me, which is so that kind of works for me. But yeah, I didn't really like Margaret Kidder as Lois Lane.
Not Kidder.
Kidder, sorry. Yeah. And I liked Terry Hatcher at first in the TV series.
She was pretty good.
So,
but it just went on and on and got terrible.
Yeah, that spoiled it as it went on, and the whole love thing again. To be honest with you, when I was a kid, I just wanted to see Superman. I couldn't be bothered with all the love sorts of stuff.
Well, you know what? I love wanting to see Superman probably got us to them terrible films that we had to watch after number 2.
Yeah.
It got us to because we both watched them, and even though I got the plot completely wrong over the canister, I did watch them, and I probably watched 3 about 3 times because I wanted to see. And I was a fan of Richard Pryor, so I watched it for him as well.
Yeah, Richard Pryor not swearing.
It was a bit strange, wasn't it? It's like Samuel Jackson now in
Yeah.
Avengers, you're waiting for them to say mud or something, and he never ever does.
No.
Like there's a bit in the first Avengers where he goes, did I come down to your planet and start blowing things up? I'm thinking to myself, you definitely wanted to say the S word there. You didn't want to say things. You were just waiting for him to say, come down and blow up.
Yeah. This is a family-friendly show, so we don't say stuff like that. Anyway, so I think to round up, we had Superman 4, Superman 3, Superman 2,
yep.
Man of Steel, Superman. So, if you agree or disagree with our list, please feel free to put comments below.
And seeing as this is a Superman special, I just want to say now, me and Tim are fans of a fellow called John Schnepp. He's just released a film, documentary, called The Death of Superman Lives, What Happens.
Yes.
In 96, 97 was it?
Yeah.
Tim Burton had a film developing called Superman Lives. It got killed off. They didn't want it in the end.
But they got up to the point where they were about to start shooting the film. And
so all the most of the costumes were made. The script was written. Basically, you made up document.
I'll put a link below to their information on their Facebook or something like that, and then you can have a look for yourself. There's a lot of stuff on there.
It's coming. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I think the screenings are over.
I think it's over now. I think they've gone back to America, but the Blu-rays are on-demand. A version of it should be out
July 9th. I think it's July 9th, isn't it?
Oh, right,
I think they've given the date.
Okay.
It's coming out, and it's something I definitely want to see. So just keep your eye out for it. It looks very, very interesting.
Yeah, I was one of the backers in Kickstarter, so I should get a copy of the Blu-ray. So
we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're going to do a review of it.
We'll do a review of that film. So there you go. That's our Superman special.
Yeah, Superman special, and please tell us exactly what you think about the Superman movies so far, and what maybe you're going to think of the next one.
And I'll just go, tell us what you think should be the next step.
Yeah.
What's the next villain we should see after Batman v Superman?
Should we say about what our plans are for our...
Yeah, we currently do a video every week. We're thinking of going to 1 and 2 fortnightly, just so that our content is better, just so we can make it as best as we can, because we don't get together that often, so the stuff that we do seems to be quite rushed. But don't worry, you will get some content from us.
Yep.
You can just both download the Periscope.
Yeah.
So if there's any news that's broken, or we've gone to see a film or something that we feel you need to know about, or the stuff you want to know, we'll do a little 2-minute or 5-minute video on Periscope.
Yeah.
We'll be live on there, so download the Periscope app. It's on iTunes and it's on Android, and watch us live.
Yep.
If you haven't got the Periscope app and you can't watch us live, I will then upload them videos to YouTube and put the link on Twitter and on Facebook. I think the latest one I've just put up is the
Mad Max.
The mini Mad Max review.
Yeah.
But I went to see Mad Max on Friday.
It's a non-spoiler.
It's a non-spoiler one, so if you want to go and see that, the link's on our Twitter stream.
Yeah, I'll put a link in this video for it as well.
So don't forget Periscope, Android and iTunes.
Yeah. Yeah, so just find us on Twitter. It's probably the best place.
And our next step, which we discussed today, is we will be going into podcasts.
Yes, we're thinking of going. Well, we are going to be going into some podcasts.
We're going to talk about stuff in a bit more detail, because we know how hard it is to watch a full video with somebody rambling on 6 films.
Yeah, we'll definitely do much more detail, a bit longer. You can listen to us in the car on a journey or something like that.
We're striving to improve our content for you.
Yeah.
We want to get better. We want to get to a place where we want to be. We want to make the best. Videos we can for you.
Yeah.
So don't forget it. There's videos you want us to make. There's content you want us to think about and discuss. Get in touch with us, and we will do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So please contact us and let us know exactly what you think. And there you go. Okay.
So don't forget, follow us on Twitter at supernerds_UK. Check out our Facebook page on our Super Nerds UK Facebook page. We've got a website now on www.supernerdsuk.com, and supernerds_UK on Periscope to follow us.
Yep.
And thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.